It is me, Alex, and I'm here today with a very, very special guest. But before I invite her, what I need you to do is like, subscribe, share. This is going to be something very, very special. It's near and dear to my heart, and I'm praying that each person will get something knowledgeable today. If you get the chance, please, please, please share it. And I'm going to give you 60 seconds, and we're going to come back here, and I'm going to introduce my very, very special guest. Everyone, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Gave you your 30 seconds, and I'm excited. I'm super duper excited because everyone knows me as Alex, the financial guru, and that's cool and all, but there's a part of me that a lot of people don't know, and it's the real estate side, the whole real estate professional side. And I'm going to introduce my actual mentor, the one who teaches me everything, the one who is like literally an encyclopedia, a thesaurus, a dictionary, I mean, everything you can possibly imagine all in one. I want y'all to give me a very, 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 very warm round of applause for Liz Berger.
Thank you, Alex.
Liz, how are you doing today?
I'm amazing, and I want to thank you so much for inviting me to your show.
Yes.
Transparent Discussions. You and I share the same passion for excellence,
Yes.
and it's always delightful to be with you and working together and moving things forward.
Thank you so much, Liz. I really, really appreciate the compliment. So, I know that we're here, and this is episode 1.
Yes.
And it's an honor and privilege to have you on my very first episode.
Thank you.
Now, for the fans out there and for the people who don't really understand, and also for the new agents, because there's a lot of new agents that
Yes.
are coming to become realtors and sales professionals every month. What small advice would you give them in regards to jumping into this profession?
Oh, I have to give a small...
Just a small advice.
Well, there are a lot of people who are trying to find ways to have their own business. Real estate is a great vehicle for that. And I guess for me, I would say practice makes perfect. And we have activities and exercises that direct you to practice being a real estate professional. I don't know any top performer who doesn't practice what they do.
Correct.
And, don't take too long to jump in the pool because that's the only way you're going to learn how to swim.
Yes, I agree. So someone like, let's give an example. Let's say someone who just passed their license, they just got their license, and now they're looking to hang their license with a brokerage. And we know that first I want you to introduce your brokerage, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Berger Realty Group has been around for about 17 years. And we do have a wonderful program for new sales associates or even people who are part-time looking to transition away from corporate or hourly jobs into getting more freedom is something I hear frequently.
Yes.
And, finding the right broker, the right fit is a very important way to start. So people generally will interview with a variety of brokers or managers and try to collect some information to make the best decision that they can. Once they've joined a brokerage, they've selected a broker, then they can join their local board of realtors, which will give them access to lots of data and important information that they need
Yes.
to service their customers and clients. And, then they'll basically be on their way. So it's a big decision, an important decision, and they should try to find the energy that
Yes.
is complementary to their learning style and someone who is going to be there with them as they begin the journey into the real estate business.
So what is your thoughts about this market right now? Because when I purchased my first home, it was nowhere near the price of what it is right now. And I know that there's some buyers that are discouraged.
Yes.
And then you have some sellers that's encouraged to sell, but then they're discouraged because they can't buy back what they just sold. Like, what would you suggest in this kind of market?
Well, that's a big question. Everybody is trying to come up with the answer for that. But in my 28 years of experience in the real estate business, I've seen a lot of different markets. My opinion about this market is that buyers are being more thoughtful. Their money that they borrow is costing them more. And so everything is costing more as well. So they have to be very mindful about their budgets, and they want properties that are suitable. A lot of sellers have not upgraded their homes or improved or staged or made the properties attractive to today's buyer, and those properties are sitting longer on market. They're
Yes.
accruing days on market, which some people evaluate as being a slower market, but I think buyers are being more careful about
Yeah.
what they're buying. And at Berger, one of our big concerns is buyers choosing the wrong property and paying too much, thinking that they're going to improve it. Because we look at not only what the cost is today, but also with our experience, we looked at the cost for improvement and then the future price to sell.
Yeah.
And can we safely put a buyer in a particular property, knowing what that property needs to bring it up in, whether it's dated improvements or functional things that need to happen with it. And then at the end, can they recoup that investment? And I think
Wow.
that's where the consumers are being careful to make sure that they won't suffer losses by investing too much in properties where they cannot get their money back.
I was just saying to someone that it's so ironic because my first home purchase was with Berger Realty Group. Literally,
Yeah.
like we're talking about maybe 15, 16 years ago. And then now, for me to be a professional of Berger Realty Group, like I just thought that was the most nuttiest, craziest thing ever. And then now, with your saying, what's important is equity. Like when it comes time for once you purchase the home, can you get some value out of it later down the
Yes.
line? And I think that's what everyone doesn't really understand when it comes to the market, because they just see this, I just need some place to live. But then, what happened if 5 years down the line you can't really get anything out of it because you bought it at peak?
Yes.
What would you suggest for the buyer who might have made that type of purchase? They weren't fortunate enough to go through Berger Realty Group to get that kind of knowledge, but now they're stuck in a purchase, and we call that an upside down loan.
Right.
What would you do in some type of scenario like that?
Well, time sometimes is your friend. So there will be a softening of interest rates. I'm hoping that it will be early to summer of next year. I think they'll make an adjustment in the interest rates, and people will, who have bought during the high market, be able to refinance. But also there will be a lot of people who aren't eligible because of the pricing,
Yeah.
and they'll come into the market. It's just overall, I think buyers have to be patient. If you've lost a few houses, because there are people out there with more money or they can pay more, take your time. Don't be in a rush to have something and wind up buying the wrong property because you've lost out a few times and now you have an opportunity to get one. It's not really the one you should buy, but because you've lost, now you're just looking for a win. Take your time. Make sure that you buy the right property. And for those people who may have purchased a couple of years ago above appraisal, if those properties are in good shape and they're have a nice location and layout and some good finishes, they should be able to sell and move on, get out of those properties. I think the challenge that people are having is that when they do sell and they capture that equity, where are they going to go? And you yourself have transitioned a lot of people north into some of the counties north of Palm Beach and some of those properties, and they're a little bit more reasonable. And that's what people are having to do, is to move a little bit further north where they can find more value for the money that they have to spend.
Yep. And I was a fortunate one that I was able to get in while the market was still somewhat affordable. And, some people who were just as lucky is going to be able to reap the benefits of it. So I agree with you. Patience really is the key to the game, because there's nothing worse than purchasing something that you can't get out of, or purchasing something that you're stuck in, all because of an irrational haste decision.
Yes.
So I agree with that 100%. I think I have someone here asking a question. And just letting y'all know, guys, we are available. So if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, and we will address it as quickly and as resourceful as possible. So Liz, now I know with Berger Realty Group, how many agents do you currently have now?
We have just over 100 sales associates at Berger. We've grown a lot this year, and I think it's the one-on-one coaching and the support that we offer for new and maybe aspiring real estate agents. You haven't made it yet, but you need a change. You need somebody to really give you a path to get there. It's been an attractive opportunity for people to be with us, and
Yes.
I'm very excited about it.
Matter of fact, guys, let me just make a quick interjection. If you are with a big brokerage and you don't have maybe the one-on-one counseling, you don't have, the mentorship, the type of leadership that can really craft and cater to what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe you have your personal goals, and it's just difficult because you have 1,000 agents under that brokerage, and out of those 1,000 agents, none of them can really, walk you hand by hand. I mean, I can personally attest that Berger Realty Group is phenomenal. Like, I love it, and I just think that is so great, because people need to know, they just think that they can just jump into a career and it's going to be immediately lucrative and they're just going to make oodles and oodles and oodles of dollars. But without the knowledge and without the experience, you're literally just a duck in the ocean. And there's a lot of sharks. There's so much in the marine life. So you need someone that can say, hey, this is what you need to do. Don't make these type of erroneous decisions. Don't mess up. Don't write this on a contract. Hey, make sure that your buyer is getting the best deal out. Hey, don't accept that offer. That's not a good offer. You
Yes.
see, those simple things, some people really don't understand that, because they just say, oh, I just want some commission, or I just want to make some money. But this business is way more than just money. It's really creating long-lasting relationships, and that will transition to even things outside of real estate.
Yes.
So, I've been fortunate, because before I decided to jump in as an actual professional, I've been doing, credit consultations and financial work for all these years. So I was able to transition a lot of my clients into real estate.
Yes.
And that's why I just think that it's so important to just do good business and just make sure that you pair up and you get to work under someone who can really guide you down the path correctly. So me personally, I'm excited. Remember, Liz, when I first met you, I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be here. Like,
Yes, you did. That's what
I
you said.
interviewed tons of brokerages. Just so y'all know, I've interviewed tons of brokerage, and I was just like, I'm supposed to be here. I can't explain it. I don't even care what the paperwork says. I'm supposed to be here. It was one of the best decisions I believe I made.
Well, thank
So
you.
no problem.
Thank you so much for that. You know, we do focus on really excellence in the business,
Yes.
and we do take you step by step. We have exercises and activities you can do that'll help you develop yourself quickly, and then you get one-on-one help. So if you have a customer that you are struggling with a little bit, we get on there and talk with your customer and you get to be part of those conversations.
Yeah.
Or listing appointments. We'll go with you on the listing appointments, and then you get to be part of the process rather than you going out on your own, and maybe you encounter something you don't know what to do, so you create a stall by saying, well, let me find out about that and get back to you, where I can be with you and I can help answer those questions for the customer, and then you get to hear how those questions are answered. So it's a great way to be supported, not just from the office, not just from a phone call, but also having someone accompany you to appointments. Or part of our training is learning all about the features of real estate and making good presentations. In fact, today, many buyers are purchasing or making offers on homes that they haven't even seen.
Correct.
So it's very important that the real estate professional can perform a very good virtual showing that people feel comfortable enough saying, okay, let's put in an offer. And that's something we work on at Berger. And we're very diligent about making sure that agents are constantly growing and becoming more confident and attracting good business.
Yes, and also not just traction, but also innovative, because Berger Realty Group, you would think because of a broker who's been in the business for decades, you would say, that might be old school, or maybe some of the methods are outdated, and it's the complete opposite. Like, I remember I've had some contracts and some proposals to where people were submitting on listings that I've had, and I was just like, gosh, this is trash. Like, I'm definitely not accepting this. I'm not even gonna waste the time and present this to the seller, because it's just, it was just poorly written, poorly executed, and you could just tell they really don't have the training. And then there was some that was really like, wow, nice, very nice presentation. Even though it wasn't accepted, it still left a mark in my mind, like, wow, I would like to do business with them later in the future. And that's one thing that I've honestly have picked up being under you, because my own personal way of doing things, it wasn't up to par. It wouldn't be up to par in today's standard. Even though it's professional, it's just not up to par. So there's a standard, and it still would be below that standard. And I wouldn't have known it. I would have never known it.
Wow, that's so nice.
Yeah, so a lot of times, we're requesting a showing for a client, and I just say, hey, how you doing? My name is Alexander, blah, 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 blah. I have a client, and we're interested in doing this and this. And then that's it. But, the real professional way is to say, hey, I'm Alexander from Berger Realty Group, and here's my license number. This is what I'm trying to accomplish, and we would love to look at your home around this time and this time. Is it available? You see, it's and that's all just from being under someone who has the experience, versus, trying to figure it out on your own and fail miserably. And I think that alone for me is key and is so vital in success. So that's why we named the episode The Successful Professional, because you don't have to fail to be successful. And that's my blueprint. I'm the failure. I'm the person who fails first and then succeeds. And it's like, wow, for me to come in and not fail, I just think that's so cool. Like, I love it,
Well, it's an interesting business, because when the customer wins, we win.
Correct.
And so it's always about what we can do to get them what they want. And once we put a lot of intention behind that, and some goodies and techniques that we won't share with the world right now, because that's our secret sauce.
Proprietary information.
Our secret sauce at Berger. So that's kind of how we roll
Yeah.
at Berger.
That's right. That's exactly how
That's
we roll.
how we roll at Berger with our secret sauce.
There's soon franchises might be coming soon.
Yes.
So before we close out, I want to ask one last question, and
Sure.
then I'll open it up for if anyone has any online questions.
Okay.
If you were an investor and you were looking to purchase a home, no, you know what? Scratch that, because I'm going to use a real scenario. I have a customer who is first-time home buying, and they don't have much money down, but yet they want to take advantage of all the opportunities and programs available. What would you do in a situation like that? And just give me the first 3 steps.
Okay.
Just not enough to get the closing, but just enough to get them pre-qualified from there on.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's good to do a thorough evaluation of somebody's assets, what they have to invest, what they're comfortable investing, what they're comfortable with on a monthly basis, and then also to see what types of creative solutions we can come up for them. Maybe for a first-time home buyer, I don't think there's any grant money left
Yeah.
in 23, but there may be some new opportunities. There were some wonderful programs available in 23, and I'm hoping
Yeah.
they roll back around for 24. And at the first of the year is always a great time to pick up those city and county grants that are available. But also being creative. Maybe somebody is eligible for a duplex or a triplex or even a fourplex
Yes.
that they're going to reside in while they establish themselves as a property owner. So the entire responsibility of that monthly payment doesn't fall entirely on them. And even with FHA financing, which is only 3.5% down of the purchase price, you can buy a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. So this is what a lot of young people are looking for. They want to buy a home. They want a place to call their own. They can fix it up. They can't have the rent go up. They can't be forced out.
Okay.
And at the same time, they have the opportunity to have someone else help them pay.
Yeah. Wow. You have just said a whole mouthful. And last question. This is for me personally.
Okay.
Would you consider, even though this is a high market right now, would you still consider for a person to rent over purchasing?
I find, with rentals today, we see a lot of people complaining that landlords want more money. The
Yeah.
market rents are just outrageous. And to have the security of knowing that you have your own place in this world after everything we've been through in the past few years,
Yeah.
I think is a good feeling. And people want that. They want to know that they can't be dispossessed. They can't be forced to move. A owner wants to cash out of an investment property and they tell you you have to leave and they're going to sell. And then you're out there looking for a place anyway. So I definitely like buying as opposed to renting. And unless you're trying to establish yourself, then maybe you have things you need to do. Maybe you have credit you need to pay off or cars you need to pay off. Like rent is a great temporary solution. But with so many interesting options for buyers,
Yes.
as we were touching on just a few minutes ago, it's definitely worth evaluating to find out the best strategies for each individual family.
Wow. So no matter what, technically, renting should be your option for temporary. That should not be a permanent type of thing. And some people have been renting for 15, 16, 20 years. And I'm sure when they first started, they said, I'm not going to be here too long. It's just for 2 years or 3 years. And then 20 years later, they find out they're still renting, still
Yes.
looking for a place. So no matter what, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. What you're basically saying is you can rent if that's your place right now, if that's where you're at, then go ahead and rent, but take the time to make sure that you can secure yourself and make a long-term decision.
Well, I was saying a lot of people get squeezed by rental pricing,
Yes.
by property owners, landlords' intentions with the property, that you can't really make your own decisions. You
Yeah.
are subject to what somebody else wants to do. And really, even though interest rates are high, much higher than we're used to, when they come down, you should be eligible to refinance. Those costs can be rolled into the loan, so that's okay. And then your payment will be less than it is now. So you get some payment relief. So people are qualifying for what they can qualify with the high interest rate. And then when the rate goes down and they refinance, then that monthly will be a little bit more comfortable for them for the property that they chose.
Yeah. Well, guys, you heard it firsthand from Liz Berger, Berger Realty Group, the main broker, Berger Realty Group. I am excited. Thank you so much, Liz,
Thank
for
you,
even
Alex.
taking the time and, educating the masses.
Thank you.
So, guys, we'll allow one question to get in before we close. If anyone has any questions, put it in the chat, or you can text. I'll put the telephone number on the screen, and you can literally put the text in, and I will get it, and I will get on it immediately. Let me see here.
Alex, I just
Yes.
want to say I'm really excited about you.
Yeah.
I knew you were an exceptional person the first time we met, and you have really done incredibly well the short amount of time that we've been together, and I have great aspirations for us together.
Oh, thank you so much. That is so encouraging, and I really can't wait. I honestly cannot wait until I'm really waiting to see what 2024 is going to bring, if that makes sense. Like, I just think it's going to make some major impact, and that's also presidential election.
Yes,
time. Gosh, 2024 is really going to be a monumental year.
it is. It's an
Wow.
important year.
Yeah, very, very important year. And let's hope that whoever is the one that's selected for office, that will make a positive impact in the real estate market.
Well, that'll be up to us to
Yes.
choose.
Yes. And regardless, whatever which way we go, I mean, we're here to service them.
Yes, we are.
So that's a cool thing.
Yes.
So everyone, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. This is Alex from Transparency Discussions, and we have Liz Berger from Berger Realty Group. If you have any questions, her information is on the screen. It's also inside of the actual chat itself, and you'll be able to contact either one of us. See you later. Thank you again. Everyone, take care.
Bye-bye.